I just got back from Success Summit, and that is an annual conference with the Tom Ferry organization, an annual real estate conference. And it's really just 3 days of jam-packed information. Usually you kind of leave each day with your head spinning a little bit. But what's important when you're learning stuff like that in that kind of setting is to always remember to take away some things that you want to immediately implement, as opposed to getting overwhelmed and feeling like you have to do every single thing that you heard. So I wanted to just share a little bit of what my key takeaway was from the event, and something that I'm going to start implementing in my business. There was definitely a big focus on AI at the event, and I was a little surprised by that at the start of it. But we all know that AI has become so prevalent, and we're hearing lots of conversations about it. If you listen to any kind of business podcast or marketing courses, all of that, there's a lot of information and talk around AI. So it was a big part of this conference. But what surprised me was that there was so much actionable things for me to take away with in terms of AI. So again, my key takeaway was being able to utilize AI in my own business to have me be a little bit more efficient. So I think that for me was kind of a game changer. If there's some ways that I can be a little more efficient, and that's going to help me serve my clients better. That's going to help me serve more people because I have the expanded capacity, because I'm not way down in the minutia of things as we often can do. So, those of you that know me know that I have a podcast, and I love marketing. I love to be creative. So I was listening through that lens of, okay, what are some ways that I could use AI to help bolster all of that? So it's really just a way of enhancing your own creativity. I think there's a lot of creatives out there that are afraid of it because they feel like it's just going to replace, someone, replace you. And I don't think that's the case. I mean, certainly, there might be those instances out there, but I think overall what we could say is that by using some AI tools for editing or for script writing and some of that, I think it really just helps you get some of the ideas out of your head and brainstorm, and then figure out what's the best path forward. I would almost say using something like Chat GPT, it's like having a thought partner, but someone that's very advanced. So you're able to share the video idea, the script idea, the podcast idea, the marketing description that you're trying to work through, and get some feedback, and then craft it and make it exactly what you want it to be. Because I think the key is to still infuse yourself and your own creativity into whatever it is. So by no means are we wanting to download something, verbatim and use it. We want the human element in there. And I want my voice to be in there because that's really important to me, because I'm a writer. So I want to make sure that my voice is in whatever I'm putting out there creatively. But it's easy to get stuck. And so I think this is a way, when we use AI tools to help us get unstuck, to help us think at a higher level, and hopefully come up with something that's even more compelling. So that was my takeaway. I can see where I can use different AI tools to help me be more efficient in the marketing and creative outlets that I'm trying to do in my business. So that's going to be something that I'm implementing right away from the conference, is the different tools and things that they showed and showcased, me getting plugged into those and starting to play around with them, because I really haven't experimented that much with it yet. Used Chat GPT a little bit. I've used some other tools just a little bit. So this is me kind of, being very intentional about how I'm going to use it and how it can really work with me with the marketing and content that I'm trying to create for myself and for my clients. These conferences are great because there's a lot of information that's thrown at you, and you can kind of pick and choose what resonates with you the most and run with it. And then you can revisit later and see, is there something else that I can implement, because I feel like I, did a good job implementing this other thing that I was a priority. So as always, it's good to make sure you set priorities. Don't get overwhelmed, and focus on a particular thing that you want to work on in your business, because otherwise you're just going to get overwhelmed, stick your head in the sand, and then do nothing. Because I've been there. I know that's what's going to happen. So make sure that you make a list of what those priorities are that you're going to focus on, and be really intentional with your time. Time blocking out, adding it to your calendar. I'm going to work on this specific task on this specific day, and pre-planning out your week. I think that that's going to make a huge difference with anything. And then in particular, when you're coming back from a week like this where you've just got so many amazing things that you could do. This way you can drill down and figure out what's the priority and put it in your calendar, so you make sure that you actually get it done. Something else that's so cool about these events is the people that you get to meet. And that's what I feel like I've learned so much about that side of it in the past couple of years with some of these events that I've been to, where there is a networking component, is you really just never know who you're going to meet. And I'm a big believer in, if you put yourself out there, you will attract the right people to you. And as time goes on, the resources that you need in your life, in your business, will show up because you're open to it and you're putting yourself out there. So, it's that old phrase, what you focus on expands. And I very much believe in that. It's really cool to see that in action when I'm at these events, and I'm focused on attracting the right people to me. I end up meeting the most amazing people. And that definitely happened at this event. Honestly, even to the point where my Uber driver from the airport to the hotel on the first day was the coolest freaking person. And he was also had already put out a book and was working on another one. And so we started talking. We talked about real estate because he was interested in it. And then we started talking about writing, and we exchanged information so we could keep in contact and share our creativity with each other. I mean, it's just so cool. But that's how the universe works. So again, you got to put yourself out there, and you're going to get back what you put out there. So my agents that went to the event, I would love to hear what your key takeaways were. So shoot me a message, text me, email me, let me know what are the things that you're going to be focusing on. What are those vital few things that you're going to be focusing on? I would love to support each other in that. And I would also love to ask the question for everyone, what do you think about AI? How do you feel like AI could help you in your life and your business? Do you agree and think that it can provide some efficiency? I think there is a lot of fear, again, like I said earlier, of it replacing, jobs or creativity. And I would rather look at it at the lens of using it to enhance our creativity. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that. I would love to hear if you've had that same experience that I just had, where you met the coolest people and it just seemed like the universe aligned and was like, here you go. I would love to hear stories like that. It's absolutely one of my most favorite things about just being out there in the world, is getting to meet people that you're like, oh my gosh, it's like I met you in another life or something. The universe just goes, here you go. So tell me your stories. I would love to hear them. I'd love to know if you've experienced that. It's really cool. So again, it all goes back to being open. If your mind is open, then you start seeing opportunities all around you. I hope this helps. Like I said, shoot me a message. I would love to chat with you and learn what you're implementing in your business. And I hope that you have an awesome week. Bye.